So this is an update for me, and I'm in South America. As you can see, there's the McDonald's right there. There's about 7 McDonald's here: a Burger King, KFC, Popeyes, Subway, and literally all the Fortune 500 companies that infiltrated Brazil. And I've been studying them to figure out how they maintain business, because people don't eat this crap unless they're addicted to something in the food. But anyway, that's a whole different story. I want to talk about how they survive here. How they survive here. You see this guy here, this big old McDonald's and all the other ones, is that it's impossible for the local population here to compete with McDonald's. It's nearly impossible, okay? Because they are tax exempt. They all work under they're like an anonymous registered corporation right in front of the church, obviously. And they're basically tax exempt from all sorts of stuff. And they don't have to give people benefits. Like, instead of hiring people full time, they only hire everybody temporarily. So every 6 months, they move people around. And they keep rehiring people every 6 months so that they don't have to pay the government any taxes and stuff like that. So that's how they stay ahead of the curve. And how they operate is not just this franchise, but hundreds of franchises in Brazil. How they operate is they make all sorts of barriers for the average population to buy from China, while they're all tax exempt from import and exportation, because they're a religious institution, an anonymous one, and they don't have to pay taxes for imports. So they're able to maintain their franchises while the people are slaves. So what do I mean by that? Pay attention to what's going on in America. In a couple of days, I'm going to be traveling to America, okay? I'm going to be traveling to America. This is supposed to be a straight-up communist country here. This is supposed to be a communist country, right? I mean, like, in the most red states in Brazil, that's like pure communist according to propaganda. But it's not. So it's just a bunch of Jesuits. It's the church. The church runs everything. 99% of the population here are Catholics. 99% of the population here are Catholics. Okay? So this is not me having something against Catholics, but I'm talking about the higher ups within the ranks of this mob, basically. Not your average yuppie Catholic that, are just there to just get a coffee, an espresso shot of feeling good every Sunday and returning. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about the higher ups that control all the laws and everything. So what's going to happen in America? You're going to see Amazon stocks skyrocketing. You're going to see all of these major Fortune 500 companies like Best Buy and everybody. All of your GPUs and all of these AI stuff, all of this computer parts is going to be very expensive from now on. It's going to be very expensive from now on. And you're only going to be able to get cheaper prices is if you shop at Best Buy or Amazon and so on. Wall Street is trying to save itself. So they're getting rid of all the drop shippers, and they're going to be doing all the work themselves so that their stocks go up. And they protect their billionaires, trillionaires, while the population are just working as slaves. So there's no longer middle ground. There's not a middle class. There's not going to be the working class. There's going to be nothing like that. It's going to be the poor and the rich. It's going to be what's seen here in South America, which is a class warfare. The class warfare has started inside the United States of America. And the people who are losing are the working class. They got scammed through all sorts of crypto fraud. They got scammed through all sorts of meme coins. They got scammed through COVID, the whole transfers of wealth during COVID. And this is just Wall Street trying to save itself so they can fight against Russia and China and all these other countries. It's a war against the population and against freedom, individualism. It's against freedom of commerce. It's going to be absolutely terrible. While they're going to be blaming on immigrants, the liberals, and all these other things. They're going to use that as a scapegoat for basically saving Wall Street and the 1% or the people who runs all this show. And this is what's going to be happening. I'm going to be arriving in America pretty soon in some of the worst circumstances ever for the economy. Because as of today, China set up a 86 or 85% tariff on all imports from China to America. So it's going to be bad for the average worker, for the average people out there. It's going to get really, really bad. So I'm about to get to America. I'm about to give up freedom to be technically homeless in America. And the reason why I'm going there is basically I got to pay a bunch of bills. I've been stalked, harassed, followed, and instigated and everything. And I got to pay some bills. I just got to pay some bills and get out of there, basically. I got some credit card bills. I got some bunch of stuff happening. I got to fix all my documents and stuff in America. I just got to stay within the law. I got to pay some taxes. So I'm just there to be a slave and then reclaiming my freedom in a communist country. So I just got to work there. Work. And just get out of there before they chew me up, and just overwork me and then give me a bunch of poison and just start harassing, targeted, and everything. Because they work through metadata and all sorts of psychological warfare, chemical agents and everything to make you docile and obedient worker and everything. So I'm returning to America pretty soon. I spent 2 years here in South America just relaxing, chilling, and just going through like everything, just like, oh man, like having some kind of peace of mind. But they're about to pull the plug on our population. They're about to pull the plug on everybody. And people are just going to be like, it's the immigrants, it's the immigrants, it's the immigrants. It's the immigrants, look, it's the immigrants who started endless wars and spent $40 trillion. It's the immigrants, look. It's the guy selling tacos across the street. Albrado over there made extra taco sales this week. He's taking the jobs, man. He's taking all the money. See all these Mexicans, the homeless Mexicans living in the bushes? They're the reason America sucks, man. They're the reason why everything's horrible. That's what they thought, like 99% of the people inside the United States of America. So I'm about to arrive there in some of the worst psychological warfare operation that was done on our population. So I got to avoid as many people as possible because they're all brainwashed. I just got to say, hi, yeah, brother, hell yeah, brother. Everything's awesome, brother. Yeah, definitely, it's the immigrants, brother. I'm trying to practice my lower IQ. Like, I'm trying to practice the lower IQ. Like, yeah, bro. Yeah. China is bad, bro. Amazon got my shit too cheap. Amazon. Betso, what's up, Betso? Yeah. I can't sell anything, but like, yo, I got it for cheap. So I just gotta, I'm still practicing my low IQ. I'm probably gonna be those blazing Asian, the people that's always like toked up and like, yeah, man, I like women in Starbucks, bro, yeah. So I just gotta, I'm still working on it, but things are gonna get very, very, very bad, man. It's gonna get bad.